Welcome back, guys. Almighty Negus here with something different today. I'm sorry I missed my video and getting real and stuff like that. I feel terrible. How did I miss it 2 times in a row? I don't know. But to substitute it, to give another light, to try to dumb things down from a serious just game point standpoint. Let's go into a comparison / review of 2 of my favorite albums of hip hop, and from 2 of my favorite artists, literally 2 of my favorite artists, literally the people I think is going to save hip hop, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. To Pimp a Butterfly versus Forest Hill Drive. Let's get it. So I'm going to do this in 5 categories. There's going to be beats and music, creativity and personality, lyrics, and relatability with the fans, and overall message. So those are going to be the differences, and those are when it's going to break it down. Each category is going to be out of 5 points, so there's a total of 25 points to score a perfect score. None of these get a perfect score, but that's okay, because they're still great albums and great pieces of work, and literally every rapper needs to strive to be like these artists. I'm sorry if these are not your favorite people. Sorry. Reevaluate hip-hop and yourself if you don't like them. So let's just get right into it, starting with beats and music. I gave To Pimp a Butterfly a 3 and Forest Hill Drive a 5. The reason why is mainly because Forest Hill Drive comes with the fire, bro. Literally, Fire Squad. To A Tale of Two Cities. GOMD. January 28th. Crazy beats. Beats that's just like the best of hip hop in 2014 and 2015. And probably 2013, all put together. Like, better than all of them. And the beats are just fire. Like, they have the true classic hip hop feel, and it's traditional, and that's what I like about it, right? It gives you that hip hop feel. Where To Pimp a Butterfly kind of fell short at is that it doesn't feel classic hip hop. Not, it doesn't feel like the normal hip hop feel that you normally get out of an album, out of a rap album. Yes, it's great it's not a slouch. It's not like the beats are terrible. Like, I really love These Walls, King Kunta, The Blacker the Berry, and Hood Politics. Like, those beats really, like, I love bumping those in the car, right? Those are still, all the songs are great. But from that standpoint, I gotta give it to J. Cole on the beats. Especially, he gets a lot of props because he makes his own beats. He makes and produces his own beats, and that is just great to me. Like, you gotta give him a lot of credit in the fact that he's creating that. Like, it's not just, somebody else. And I'm not taking nothing away from Kendrick. I just want to give J. Cole his props for that. So, yep. So as of right now, as we stand, it's 3-5 in Forest Hill Drive's favor. Now, let's go on to creativity and personality. Flat out, this is not even close. To Pimp a Butterfly gets a 5 and Forest Hill Drive gets a 2. And we all know. And if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments. But you got tracks like Wesley's Theory, These Walls, King Kunta, and they feel and For Free, they feel so jazzy, and Kendrick was not scared to implement old school beats and sampling from old school hip hop, beats and stuff like that, and mixing together and creating his own thing. Like, that was gorgeous, and it was just so creative the way he did it. For Free literally has half the song where there's a girl talking and setting up the metaphor for the whole thing, and it's just crazy. And not only that, but the whole album is an extended metaphor, and I love that. And through the whole thing, he's telling a poem, and he's talking about it, and then it just kind of really leads every song together, and it just really flows beautifully. On top of that, he interviews Tupac. Spoiler alert, probably should have said that before. He interviews Tupac. That, like, really? You interviewed Tupac? Really, dude? That's as creative as it gets. And it's like, it's not like old interviews that we done heard before. It was chopped up neatly. It was his own thing that he got from a private source that, something like that. And he was able to use it, and he interviewed Tupac. And that was just so creative. And then wrapped it up with that beautiful, like, to end the beautiful poem at the end. That was great. And on the other hand, Forest Hill Drive, really, I could have gave it less. I really could have gave it a 1. And the reason why I didn't give it a 1 was because of note to self. at the ending track, like, was great. How he like put it to the credits, and after the song, it kind of led right to the end of the album. He was thanking everybody, and the way that they did that was really nicely done to me. You know, I just got to give To Pimp a Butterfly that 5 on that one. I really do. The next category, as I turn my page, lyrics. This was a close one. This is actually the closest category. No, this and one other category. This category is very close. For a lot of reasons, and it's weird. To Pimp a Butterfly gets a 5, Forest Hill Drive gets a 4. And the reason why, and the examples of these is These Walls, Mama, to How Much a Dollar Costs, Alright, The Blacker the Berry, Mortal Man, Hood Politics, Complexion. Literally, I could go on and name every track because Kendrick Lamar is so lyrically gifted. Literally, like, this man is just your like English teacher's dream. Like, I know English teachers who love Kendrick Lamar as a poet because this man literally displays a very complex language with metaphors, similes, symbolism, personification, illusion, all of that all put together, and is crafted and knitted well together to still give you that hip hop vibe. And it's really well, like, Kendrick Lamar really displays it even better than he did in Good Kid, Mad City to me. And it's just like, especially because the topics are a lot stronger and the way he executed them was terrific. Don't get me wrong though, J. Cole is still a great lyricist, and there's not nobody really who can even come close to J. Cole as well, right? J. Cole was really nice with it. He has his metaphors too, and he knits it together well. And I really love his stuff, you know, coming with Love Yours, 03 Adolescence, Note to Self, Tale of Two Cities, apparently, like, the list goes on, right? He's lyrically talented as well. Honestly, though, I give Kendrick the upper hand because he stands out between everybody. Yes, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are like the best lyricists out, and there's not a lot of them. Literally, we can probably name them on one hand. Actual lyricists. The problem is, let's say that there was 15, 20, or we can even name 50 lyricists in the game right now. Kendrick Lamar would still be number one and on top because I've yet to find a person on this planet who literally could have poetry, who can be a poet and still give you that hip hop vibe as well as Kendrick. Like, I'm telling you, he's going to be a legend. He is, like, come on, man. Like, this dude is killing it with it. So that's why To Pimp a Butterfly gets a 5 versus Forest Hill gets a 4. So right now, our standing is very close. Very close. But, you know, To Pimp a Butterfly is up. The next category is going to be relatability. Is that even a word? I don't even know. But which album made it so where it was more relatable to people, everyday people, where you didn't have to like struggle and figure it out? And I'm going to give To Pimp a Butterfly 3 versus Forest Hill Drive a 5. And the reason why I do this, I'm going to say this, is because tracks like Wet Dreams, Tell of Two Cities, Love Yours, Hello, 03 Adolescence, and No Role Models are literally tracks that everybody can relate to. Like, any everyday person can literally say, damn, that song relates to my life, right? And that's where I gotta give it to J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar. Yes, he has songs like Alright, Mortal Man, and I, where it's like everybody can relate to that. Even The Blacker the Berry to a certain degree. Every black person in the audience can kind of relate, but some people disagree with, right? Which is sad. Very sad. But I think that J. Cole comes across as more of the normal guy, right? The dude that's just like, yo, average Joe can relate to him. And it really, you don't, like for Kendrick's stuff, you gotta kind of live life through his eyes and kind of understand his lyrics from where he has been through. Where J. Cole, you don't even need to know all that. It's just all right there in front of you. It's real as fuck. Oh my God, I understand it. I relate to it flat out. You don't gotta listen to a song 15 times to get the message. Yes, and To Pimp a Butterfly, you have to do that. That's why it's got such a lower score, because, you know, how many people the first time around understood that For Sale was about the devil? Not a lot. Next category. This is going to actually be the tiebreaker, because right now we are 16-16. And we don't know who's going to win. So, you know, let's try to build some suspense here. And this is basically going to win it all. I'm scared to say it. overall message and themes, you probably know where I'm going with this. To Pimp a Butterfly, 5. Forest Hill Drive, 4. Meaning that To Pimp a Butterfly wins by 1 point. And that's shocking because most, 90% of hip-hop fans will put J. Cole's Forest Hill Drive on top. Let me get into it in the real deep in how I'm feeling. Basically, To Pimp a Butterflies, I'm going to go with both sides' themes and side by side. First, we're going to go to Pimp a Butterfly. We know the basic part. The white man is pimping the black man for his talent and milking him dry for money. We know that in the first 2 tracks, partially in the third one. This institutionalizes and brainwashes the black man, right? Then we go down, we kind of get a little darker where the black man, we kill each other, right? We talk all this crap about all this racism and all this getting milked by the white man, yet we still killing each other. These are 2 separate messages in themselves, right here. Then he also kind of talks about some of the corruptness in relationships and what he's seen as being a celebrity now. That's a third message. Another message is he was beating up on himself for things that, he's done, and he was really criticizing himself for not being there, for not remembering where he came from. This whole album is a journey for Kendrick Lamar to find himself and remember, hey dude, I'm still that nappy-headed boy from Compton. Like, dude. And I love that all these themes are just way deeper, right? Like, he also has tracks like Complexion, to The Blacker the Berry, and like How Much a Dollar Costs, literally all come one after another from each other. And it's crazy because those songs are so deep and they really contrast the way black people view each other and how we think, oh, if you blacker, you more beautiful. Like, you see all these different themes all in one album. He also talks about all this corruptness and all this evil, being pimped, being against one another, all this hate and ugliness, but he wraps it around and says, we gonna be alright. He sits and says, I still love myself, even though I'm dealing with all this hatred and evilness towards myself. I still love myself. And I love that. Then we gotta go on J. Cole's side. And it's crazy because J. Cole's side is what I preach a little bit more, I guess, sometimes, right? Loving what you got and understanding that where you came from. But, and understanding that what you have is great, right? Like, who you are is great. If you are a dude that's only making like 45 a year, loving what you have and appreciating it. And then on top of that, still, at the same time, don't get it twisted, don't get stuck. Follow your dreams and have the confidence in yourself to go get this money. And I love that message overall in this album. And I think that was a more broader message where Kendrick Lamar is like pinpointing different, like he is going straight at this. He's straight at black people, straight at white people, straight at himself, straight at every single situation. Oh, he also talks about his role models and how we beat up on our role models, right? So he's going to all these different categories, and I think that it becomes deeper and more like stronger of a message than Forest Hill Drive. At the end of the day, both sides are great, right? And I think that both albums are really great, and I listen to them way too much. I think that some of the messages that J. Cole talk about, Kendrick Lamar covered in Good Kid, Mad City, and I think that's that's kind of a plus where it's like Kendrick has evolved to different and higher peaks now in his career. I got bigger things to talk about, bro. Like, yeah, that's some real shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta broaden my horizons to come at it harder. So I think that's where it's at, and it's crazy. I think that even J. Cole's message is so strong and powerful. What's really sad about both of their messages is that only some people really hear the message and follow it and use it. Like, not everybody's gonna chase their dreams. That's sad. Not everybody gonna stop killing their brothers. Not everybody gonna love themselves. Not everybody is gonna stay away from being tempted by the devil. Not everybody is going to be kind and give back. And not everybody is gonna remember where they came from. And I think that that's what those albums really, that's the sad part about these albums, that You know, at the end of the day, J. Cole getting his juice. He way more than Kendrick is. But both of them together still are not getting as much hype as Drake. Stop. I'm sorry if you're a Drake fan. He cannot nowhere near compare. But this is not about Drake. This is about these two artists and how great they are. And I just want everybody to understand that these albums are great. Again, I said it like 50 times and repeated myself. Go check them out. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this one because this is actually getting a little long. So comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever comes out.